I am Holly Weeks. I'm sure I'm the happiest person in the room to be here on a topic like this. I feel very strongly about having people be better presentations, in part because I don't like to listen to poor ones, and I'm an obsessive listener, so I do hear it all. And one of the nice sides of working on public speaking is that it's one of the fastest things I've ever seen people get better at. I mean, a lot better. I don't mean just a little bit, a lot better. And so it's very satisfying to work with people who very quickly get notably better. A lot of people are doing oral-only presentations because the situation is not pre-planned, it's spontaneous, and you're talking, that's fine. But when you look what you're competing against, highly visually sophisticated people used to watching extremely high-quality visual and oral presentations, that's your competition. And that's your competition for their attention. One reason we're hoping that you can make yourself more interesting than a mobile device is that, at least Americans, I can speak for my people, Americans have really short attention spans. And I don't mean that they cannot follow you and stay with you, but they judge quickly what the quality of their experience is going to be like. And if they don't get I think that people think in units of attention. A unit of attention is approximately 15 seconds, the length of a short TV commercial, which is a good measure, at least in my culture. They give you a unit of attention, and if they get a good return on their investment of that attention, they give you another one. And you keep collecting these units of attention by giving value. I don't mean you have to reduce everything you say to 15 seconds, but for every 15 seconds I listen to you, I want to get something so that I give you another unit of attention. And if your listeners go 2 or 3 units of attention without getting much, it's not really their fault, but they start thinking about the Red Sox. Sorry, the Mets. And they're gone. It's very hard for people to tune back in again once they've tuned out. And so I'm not talking about sound bites here. It doesn't interest me at all. I am talking about giving good value for the attention that people give you. And that does influence beginnings in that you do kind of want to start fast and get to value right away. And there is a great tendency, there might be a little bit of guilty around the room when I say this, for people to stand up and describe what they're going to talk about and then talk about it. But when was the last time you watched a television commercial and it began, first we're going to play some music, then we're going to show a placement of the product, then there's going to be this little skit involving a wise woman and a kind of a silly guy, and then they're going to laugh about the product, and then we'll play you some more music, and then do that! Listeners don't need it. They're ready. Let's go. So we're going to skip all the preamble part and give good value from the start, which is mainly an issue of good organization, knowing what listeners need to know first. And I assure you that, you can see I've heard this before, if you're thinking, yes, but my topic is so complicated, I really need to set people up for that. Figure it out. If you've got the right audience, they can get up to speed on this. Just do right by them. I want you to understand what makes great speeches and presentations, the terms I use interchangeably. They're not separate things for me. So that you can deconstruct the ones you hear and build the ones that you give. It does make you a more impatient listener for the poor ones, but it's a great way. If you've listened to a really good presenter and what you feel like is you sort of took a bath in this glorious presentation, but you couldn't pull it apart and do it, now you will be able to. When your instruments play, your body will follow your voice. Your voice will follow your words. Your words are being put across to your audience. It's a package deal. But when we take a couple of pieces out, when we decide that we aren't going to pause, for example, and we're not going to rest, when we're not going to fall silent, then filler creeps in because we can't go that fast. Most of us, some of us can. So it's silence and emphasis that will help change that. Really, it just swaps out, and it's better.